Right, our last transitional activity. Now we're looking at factorization by grouping the first two terms and the last two terms together. So effectively, we say factorize and we give you four terms that need to be grouped. You can see I have PA times CA plus PI plus CI. So whenever we see a plus sign between terms, first rule of factorization, always look for common factor. So you see PA plus CA, I work with those two. I have A I can take out of a common factor. A divided by A cancel, I'm left with P. A and A cancels, I'm left with C. There PI plus CI, you should see there's a I as a common factor. And what am I left with? P plus C, and that goes in a bracket. Now P plus C and P plus C are a common factor. So I take that out, and what am I left with? A plus I. Right? I hope you understand. Right, that was just with variables. We can also give you where we put values in front. So they have 5AB plus 25AC plus B plus 5C. So there you should see 5 and 25. 5 can divide in itself and in 25. A and A. So I remove 5A. So 5A divided by 5A cancel. I'm left with B. 25 divided by 5 gives me 5. And if I say A divided by A, I'm left with C. There, simply take out the positive and I'm left with P plus 5C. Now those two brackets are the same. So I have P plus 5C, left with a 5A, and please note, when I write a bracket like that, there's always an invisible 1 in front of the bracket. That's why I have plus 1. So it doesn't become 5A. Stop being caught out with this problem when you are doing it in exam. Right? Invisible 1. Let's look at another one. Now I'm just bringing in negative signs. So I have P minus Q, and they have minus PA plus QA. So you should see A and A are common factors. So if I remove negative A, so generally remove if there's a negative, the last, remove the negative. Minus A, and I'm left with negative P, or negative divided by negative become positive. A and A cancel, I'm left with P. Positive divided by negative, negative. Then I'm left with Q. P minus Q, P minus Q the same. What's in front of there? A invisible 1. So I'm left with 1 minus A in the second bracket. Alright, let's do another one. Now I'm grouping 3 terms together. Alright, so I just make it a bit longer trying to confuse you. Again, if you look, I have 3 plus 3 gives me 6, 6 plus 3 gives me 9. So 9 and 6 are multiples of 3. They have P squared, P, and P. We always remove P with the lowest exponential value, which is P to the power 1. So I take out 3P as a common factor. Should see there, 3 divided by 3, 1. P squared divided by P, P. 6 divided by 3 gives me 2. P and P cancels, I'm left with Q. 9 divided by 3 is 3. P and P cancels, I'm left with 3. Last 3 terms, you can see I said, as soon as I have a negative, remove the negative. What's left? P plus 2Q plus 3R. Simply change the sign. Now you see I have a common factor in between the negative sign. So I write the common factor down first, and what's left behind? 3P minus my invisible 1. Alright? So I hope you follow and you understand what I'm doing. So you can see as soon as we group, the first step, we always end up with 2 brackets that look the same. If that's not the case, then you've done something wrong. Right, now let's look at more complex. You know that favorite topic called fractions. I hope you enjoy fractions. So you can see 4 and 8. 8 is a multiple of 4. They have 16. Right, which is also a multiple of 4. Right, you have m squared minus half x squared plus quarter p. I see that minus m squared, I already know there's a negative that must come up. So if I take out a quarter for those 3, n squared, n squared, n squared, common. Right, quarter divided by quarter, 1. N squared cancel, I'm left with m to the power 2. 1 over 8 divided by 1 over 4 gives me 1 over 2. You should see 4 times 2 gives me 8. n squared cancel, and I'm left with x squared. Negative divided by positive is negative, and then there 4 times 4 gives me 16, and n squared again cancels, and I'm left with p. For these last three, if I remove a negative, I'm left with m squared. That becomes positive half. That positive becomes negative. So the sign simply changes. Can you see this bracket and that bracket? They look the same. So therefore write that bracket down first. What's left behind? Quarter n squared minus, that's magic number, 1. Right? Hope you understand. Hope you continue to practice hard. Enjoy the homework. Enjoy your transitional test. All the best. Bye.